All right, so today's December 3rd, 2021. So, day trading recap. We had a very good day in terms of our what we achieved today. Um, yeah, we had a good day as far as that was concerned. The only thing that wasn't great was the way we achieved it. In terms of achieving a goal, we actually achieved 10 times our goal. Actually, when I think about it, I don't know. In the day trading session, we achieved, three. Let's just put it this way: I traded overnight, um, made, I think, twice my goal, and then the rest um, was in the day session. Um, if we look, I traded the MNQ in the overnight session. I actually traded some of the ES as well. Let's talk about what I did. It's funny. I always miss this when I'm looking at it, but then, and in fact, I'll explain what I mean. Um, they say hindsight's 2020, but this one was something I should have seen earlier, and I think the reason why I didn't see it at the time, because I was looking at a 1 minute chart. So I'm now looking at it now. There was a nice parabolic wedge, or at least there was a wedge bottom here. I got in on this candle. We kind of went sideways for a bit. And for some weird reason, I don't know if I was convinced if we're going higher. And then looking at it now, it makes sense why we went higher. It was three pushes down. But anyway, I caught this, took a few contracts up, and then just sold. I think I bought about four contracts, sold three, had one in, and then that kind of rallied. And I exited around here. And as I think about it now, I really should have held, just based on the fact this is a double bottom and we're going up to at least test these highs. Yeah, we'll probably test this, but this is really where the wedge target usually is, testing this high. And as you can see, we actually did in the morning session. And I just always miss this. Always miss this. Um, it's funny because I actually have this in, I think it's the default chart. No, it's not the default chart. I had this on my phone. Yeah, this is what I charted from my phone. Um, anyway, so yeah, so took some here, and then also on the NQ, and I tilted in the night session. I kept on shorting weirdly. I'm not really sure. So I started to short. We got up here, and I thought, okay, we're going to go down because I was trading supply and demand, and shorted, shorted, shorted. I think this is where I actually made the money back, and I was like, I'm done. But I shorted and just took this all the way up. I was down by quite a bit, and then shorted the final bit, and kept moving my average price. So I was averaging down, um, and really, I had no business doing that. This is a strong bull trend. As you can see, it's a small pullback bull trend. Very few bars closing below the previous bars. This I think was the first one that did that. Everything else was always above. Okay, maybe this one as well, but this is a moving average here. So this one again, nice breakout from this moving average. First time pullback, tested it, and then just kept on maintaining above. And I always forget to look at the moving average. Maybe it's because of the color. I might want to make it a bit darker, brighter. It doesn't matter now, but at the time, I kept forgetting to do that, and I realize now that I think it was when we got here. Oh yeah, I've already gone to bed. But when we got here, I was not really sure we're going to make it through because of the way this was so bearish. But as you can see, this was a spike, pullback in channel. And the channel in the overnight session, I guess, lasts even much longer. So this was a spike and just didn't really see it that way. I mean, on a higher time frame, if you go on the 15-minute, things look so much cleaner. And the overnight session looks so much better in the 15-minute. And yeah, it does. One, two, three. Yeah, anyway, so I took that and made sort of some money there. Then today, I went long at the open, and I went long on both of these. I said to myself, I'm not going to trade much today, only because I've already made my goal. I don't need to trade. And of course, I could not help myself. I went long weirdly. Don't know why. And I think, oh yeah, I know why. Because I thought we were going to break out of this range. Because I thought, okay, we're breaking out here. I'm probably going to break out again. And that was my thesis. I put a stop here on the ES. I took 5 contracts, lost some money, but I put it over there, and I didn't really care so much. I was like, okay, fine, I've lost some money, it's fine. I'm sure we'll work out. And I just had this feeling that I was like, okay, we have a little gap between yesterday's low and today's open, or yesterday's open and today's open, something like that. Yeah. So we had this gap. This gap. Yeah, there's a really small gap up. We've opened up over here, and I said, okay, we've closed the gap. We should be going up. That was what I thought. Yeah, yesterday's high and the open had a little gap. We closed it, and I went long. And then this bar appeared, and I thought, okay, maybe we're in the trading range. But it just never really occurred to me that we could come back and test this bottom for this double bottom. I was just not thinking that way. I thought we would just carry on with this range for the entire day. But that wasn't the case. We had a bear trend from the open. Massive bars. I mean, this bar was, in terms of size, it was huge. Yeah, 17 points. If you think about it, a typical day has about 20 points. Like, let's take this day, for instance, as a trading range, 28 points. This one as well. Trading range days, 18 points. So that bar already had engulfed. Gosh, gotta do it the other way. This bar had already done 17 points. If you include the top of this, 21 points. It was a huge bar. So this was enough to make me think, okay, are we done the range, or are we going to go back here, test this? We create another big bar. So 2 big bars at the open. What's going to happen here? And at this point, I was now hesitant. I was tilting. I bought NQ contracts, puts. I made some money back. I wasn't happy with the fact that I made back my loss. And then went long, weirdly. I don't know why. I went long and then lost the money because I thought we were at the bottom of the range. But we broke out. And now we're below the moving average. Massive bear bar. And I think this is where I made most of the cash. And then just kind of held for a bit. Then I went long here. Oh yeah, I went long here. This didn't work out. Then went long over here. And then got out just below. When this wicked down, got out around here. And this kind of went back down because I got in around here. And went below my average price. I don't know if I stopped out, but I went back up. And yeah, I had a very tight stop for the amount of contracts I was trading. So I could not take this as far as I'd like it to. In hindsight, I realized that I shouldn't have done that. I had a whole day to trade this, and things became so much clearer as the day went on. We had this pullback, and then the first channel went like this. Excuse me. And then it now went like, how did it go? Yeah, and then it now went like this. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So the next one went like that. Till we went sideways to test this high. And sort of this was a trading range. And this is essentially what happens. You have a spike pullback channel, and then you just kind of lose your momentum. And it becomes so much easier to trade because you are just literally trading the wedges at this point. But staying below the moving average. And the moment you cross, chances are you are, when you have a gap above the moving average, you can definitely test the low of day. The bear trend. Yeah, so that was what I should have done. And then here, okay, yeah, and then in this part, was it here? I think it was here. I started scalping a bit, taking a few trades in these ranges. So I was shorting a bit. I think I shorted this bar on the 1 minute, made some money on that. Did it on the ES as well. This is the ES. Did it on the MES, on the MNQ. Shorted this. I was trading them both together, and all I was doing was, since I saw we're in a trading range here, but essentially when you're seeing wicks, and we're just kind of going sideways, I only wanted to be short. Didn't want to be long because I knew that at some point we were going to break the lows. So it's easier if you just take a short. I took this short. I got out at the bottom of the range. This pullback, I wasn't ready to take this up, and then this happened. Bear surprise, and I probably should have held, but I wasn't expecting this. But then looking at it now, we had a small wedge from here to there. So that was a really good one. At this point, I was already done. Made some very, very good money, and so I thought I'll just leave it. Just to add some tips for those who are curious, what I do whenever I'm trading now, and something I need to be very aware of. Obviously, look at this moving average. You can see we rejected it over here, so that tells you we're probably bouncing onto a bear trend. But not even just that. Not only did we bounce off here on the 60-minute, and I should have watched that, but it's also the fact that we are trading well below the 20 MA on the 5-minute chart. So you should only look for shorts. Stay short. If you do crossover and you are short, you could definitely obviously exit, or you could buy and short some more later, because you're probably going to come back and test the lows again, big down, big up, at least this late in the day. So the moving average is a very, very, very good indicator to help you manage your trade. But only look for shorts, don't look for longs. You're probably going to mess up a long. I did go long here, but I only wanted to trade 2 bars. For me, it's easy to assume I'm going to hold and expect it to just go up, but it never usually does that. Price always does things in V's. No, not in V's, in waves. You never sort of get like this action, rarely, not after so many bear bars. I mean, it does happen, but very rare. All right, so yeah, so that was my bear. Yeah, and also this was a very, very nice bear trend. It only went in one direction, and then of course we had this this trading range here, but it was always in shorts, especially after you have this pullback. Yeah, this nice pullback, and then I think this was really cool. This was a nice bull trend from the open. Actually, no, this was a trading range. As I look at it, it was the ES that had the bull trend. Yeah, ES had a bull trend. I mean, this did close on its high, so you could say it was in a trading range at first, but did it ever close? No, it stayed in a range. We just never tested the low. Or maybe this was the bull trend in the trading range, and then we went sideways and created a smaller range. Here we're definitely a bull trend. We're making higher highs and higher lows throughout the whole day. The way you could trade this, as I said, is many bull bars, always in long. Chances are we're probably going to have a bull trend. Here it was slightly different. You had two-sided trading already, and therefore when this pulled back, this did never tested this low. This came back and tested the low. So you have big down, big up, and already you're probably going to have two-sided trading throughout the entire day until when we go here. All right, so that was trading for today. We had a very good week. We closed very green, and yeah, we'll see how we'll do next week.